welcome along. We are indeed live with Mary Kathleen Burke, to give her your full title, Mary Kathleen, and thank you for inviting us. The Moose is in the driveway, and we are live on International Moose Television. Mary Kathleen Burke, I'm going to talk to you about your radio shenanigans. We've had the greatest day, really. We have. Yeah, it's. I think we've broadcasted 3 different radio stations today from your own radio station, which you organise here.
I do.
In Renfrewshire. So we'll talk
East
about
Renfrewshire.
East Renfrewshire. Let's get it right.
Yeah.
We'll talk about all of that. We'll talk about the journey that got you to there. We'll also talk about your musical journey, and I'm tempted to talk about this beautiful guitar of yours.
Yeah,
it's
it's a beauty, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It's a Gibson copy.
Yeah, but the Epiphone sound great. So, as is the tradition on the Medicine Show and iMTV, I always ask the artists to introduce themselves to the audience via a song.
Oh.
So what song have you chosen to play for us?
Well, you really caught me on the hop.
I did.
Today. I don't think this guitar's been out for a few weeks. So
which is dreadful.
there may be mistakes, but I'm going to sing a song by K Burke, and it's called Strawberry Wine. It's about somebody looking back on the past love when they were young.
Okay. Mary Kathleen Burke.
I was working through college on my grandpa's farm. We were thirsting for knowledge, and he had a car. I was somewhere between a woman and a child, when one restless summer we found love growing wild on the banks of the river, on a well-beaten path. Funny how those memories, they last like strawberry wine. And 17, a hot July moon, saw everything, my first taste of love. Oh, bittersweet, the green on the vine, like strawberry wine. And I still remember when 30 was old. My biggest fear was September. He had to go. A few cars and letters and one long written call, drifted away like the leaves in the fall. Year after year we'd come back to this place, just to remember the taste of strawberry wine. 17, the hot July moon, saw everything, my first taste of love. Oh, bittersweet. Is it really him or the loss of my innocence? I've been missing so much, yeah. Strawberry wine, 17, hot July moon, saw everything, the first taste of love, oh, bittersweet, green on the vine, like strawberry wine, like strawberry wine.
Beautiful, beautiful song.
A bit rusty, but
No, beautifully sung,
Okay.
Mary Kay. Lovely to hear the guitars played as well. And whose song was it again? Remind
it
us?
was a lady called Patricia Berg that wrote it, but
Uh-huh.
Dina Carter had a hit with it.
All right, okay. Okay.
And when I was on my country band, and I was known as Tanya then,
So you were.
um,
It's from where you met.
it is.
Yeah.
I had a band called Tanya and Sneaky Moon, and the reason it was called Tanya and Sneaky Moon was because Tanya Tucker was my big
Okay.
hero at that
Yeah.
time. At that time, unlike today, and
Yeah.
I sound ancient here, but when I had my bands and when I was in bands, the way that I learnt my music was I would go down to HMV and I
Uh-huh.
would buy CDs.
Yeah.
So I went down and bought 3 Tanya Tucker CDs. Not CDs, I must say, they weren't CDs.
Maybe
Tapes.
albums.
It was
tapes.
cassette tapes.
Okay. Okay.
And then you took it home and you put it in, and I'd sit by a bit of paper, get all the lyrics off to it, and then just sit
Yeah.
and try and
Sit and work it out.
put it together.
Yeah. And then
Whereas nowadays, you know, if you want a song,
there's
you
an
know,
app.
do that.
Yeah.
You have the lyrics there in front of you, so
Well, you could have it on your phone and
I
read it
know.
off your phone.
which
Yeah. So I'm gathering. We're in Glasgow and we're on the Medicine Moose Straveg in Glasgow, but that's not a Glasgow accent. Although I've known you being around this part. We're near Glasgow. It's near enough. I've known you being around this part since those days. Although you had travelled extensively in Ireland, I know that. You landed here with your band. Where were you from originally?
I come from a wee village called Park, County Derry in Northern Ireland,
Yeah.
and I was only 16 when I came to this country.
Right. Right.
And that's quite a long time ago.
It's a long time ago. I still
It's
have such
long time ago.
a strong
I remember,
Northern Irish accent.
I remember thinking that when I was here about 20 years, I thought, gosh, that's quite a
about it.
long time to be away from your home place.
Yeah.
But now we're over 40 years
Aye.
away, so it's different, you know.
Aye.
And I miss home every day. I miss all my family, and I've got a big family over there, and we're quite close. So
Well, you do, and the social media, and we'll get on to talking about the radio as well. I think that's pretty important in your life. But you do manage to keep in touch with people through your music still, don't you, with the radio and
I
social
do
media?
somehow. I mean, my music is on a kind of hiatus at the moment.
We're getting the football results coming through as well.
Thanks for that, Donald.
Thank you, Donald. No need to go off, guys, to watch football. You're getting the scores. You're fine.
Where were we?
Yes, where were we? We were in County Derry.
Yes.
Yeah. And we were talking about your... we're going to talk about your musical journey, because maybe at the age of 16 you must have started singing.
I was singing from the age of about 11.
Aye.
But the main thing for me was I taught myself the guitar.
Yeah.
I kind of knew from a young age, I had this feeling that, of music. I could feel music, I could hear music, and I knew I could play it. And one of the things that happens, my mum and father brought me up to a boy that I went to school with, Malachy Devine. He was selling his piano keyed accordion for a fiver.
Okay.
And so I persuaded Mummy and Daddy to buy me the accordion, and I always remember when they were driving me back down the road, and there was a lot of bump notes. But I was taking music. I had it on me, and I knew I had it on me. But some people would see it as a gift, and it is a gift, but it's also, it can be a hindrance in some respects as well, because I couldn't, I could sing with an orchestra or anybody, but I couldn't sit down and, read music.
Yeah.
But I also had a piano player in my band, and he was like world class on the piano, and he used to say, "Gosh, I wish I could play like you."
Yeah, by ear.
By ear, because you can feel the what you put in it's coming out through the music, and I said the same to him. I wish I could put a sheet up in front of me and just go, "Oh, there you go," but I can't. But I can play. But the thing that I mean, don't get me wrong, I do have quite a good understanding of music. I'm dyslexic, and I found that out when I was 40.
Yeah.
So I went through all my life not knowing about it.
Yeah.
But I suppose somewhere in the back of my head I thought,
made some sense by the time you
it was like a relief when actually I was tested and I was told.
Well, I've never been tested, but I do sympathise with that. I think that's something that's prevalent, because we didn't get tested when we were kids. We just got
we get a slap in the ear,
put in our dunce hat and told to stand in the corner.
Stand in the corner, and
different there.
And I suppose, although I did go on to college for a year after I left school, and I passed the entrance exam to get in there. But I think when you're dyslexic, you whatever it is that attracts you, that's the thing that you're going to go for. And for me, it was music. I just love music. I've always, all my life, loved it.
And you display that up to the modern days. Well, I want to talk about the radio station, which is over in that corner.
Well, it's actually not. That's only part of it in that corner, and that's my board with my shoes and things up there. But I have studio through there
in the other room
as well.
Yeah.
But I manage sometimes to just come into my sitting room and into that wee corner and do it, and I use the one in the room.
So we'll get to that. We're going to talk
to
about
do the recording stuff.
I want you to think about another song for us as well. But let's pick up the story when you decided that this is what you want to do. Did you fall into a band straight away? Was it show bands and stuff like that?
No, I didn't right away. When I came to Scotland, I started playing the Irish kind of pub scene. Yeah. And at that time in Glasgow, there was a great Irish scene. So I just fitted in there, but I also played in Scottish bars in the city centre of Glasgow. The money was good. People really appreciated what you did as well, and that's.
And were you just by yourself at this time, or did you?
I was by myself and my guitar. And then I bought a keyboard. Although I don't really class myself as a keyboard player, I bought one.
You've written songs in the keyboard.
I have. But I bought one of these ones that can do your bass and your drums and all that. And of course the pubs loved that, know. And I used to go in up at the Barras, sang in a wee pub up there, and people would be up doing their shopping in Glasgow and the Barras. And I can remember, singing in this pub, and the people would come in for the sing song, And I would call Tom, Dick and Harry up
to
sing.
them.
And that was a done thing in them days. And I mean, I loved it.
I remember all that.
And some of them would come up. Some of them you'd be like, oh my God, what a voice.
Yeah.
Others would come up and they weren't so good. But I used to laugh because they'd come in with these bags, the shopping bags. By the time they were leaving, you could see blood running out of some of the bags because obviously
they'd been to the butchers.
Meat or something, and it was seeping through the bags because they only intended to come in for a drink, but they enjoyed the sing. And that is the way the pubs in Glasgow used to be when I first come here.
First experience of recording.
Oh gosh.
You had a. I'm not saying in the past tense so much as I know that you're recording a special thing for Christmas this year, for instance. But how many albums have you had out now?
Well, I've got 3 albums, and I've probably about 5 or 6 singles that I've got out as well. So
where do folks find that? I can put up your Facebook page, and we'll do that right now. Mary Kathleen Burke. Actually, it's not your Facebook page, it is the radio page, and we'll get onto that as well. There's folks with us, so thanks for joining us, guys. It's very kind of you to spend your evening with us here. The comments which are in the chat frame, and I've put welcome up there, and even though it isn't spelt, just to prove I'm dyslexic as well. Welcome to iMTV, folks. So if you make a comment on the page that you're on, some of them, not all of them, get through to the studio. So you can comment, let us know where you're listening from. And if you know Mary, you can say hello. Well, you can say hello if you don't. But you can ask any questions that you like there, and we'll do our best to answer any questions as we go. And I'll put the radio station up there again for you to have to check out, and please do like that. So the releases are up there on all modern platforms, I assume.
Well, all my albums are, my debut album was, I was signed to, that was the other thing with me. I got signed to a record label when I was 40.
Never too late. Man.
And 2 weeks before I was leaving college, so my actual lecturers in college, they were my witnesses to sign to my and of course they checked it all over. I didn't have to go to a lawyer because I had 2 great lecturers on music and on the music course that I was doing. So it caused quite a stir at the time because the media department and the college
they took it up.
So that was all over the papers.
Is this in Glasgow?
That was in Paisley. And the papers were right on that, and when my debut album was released, it was like I didn't know what hit me.
Yeah, I remember there being a buzz, and I remember seeing a lot of stuff going on. You were out and about playing some good gigs and venues and on good radio stations and everything. Is that when you got the bug for radio at that time?
Well, radio really started for me. I had done a couple of wee demo things previous to my album release. When my album was released, every day I was getting phone calls. Can you be our guest?
Session and all that.
Come in and do. And so I was on all these stations, and I was fascinated by it all. Yeah. And I thought, gosh, I'd love to do something like this. But then I would look at the big desk in front of them, and I thought, no, I better not. I better stay away from that.
How'd you
Probably
find one of those
wouldn't
things?
Work for me. Then I went home, and a few days later, the guy who was the boss of the station phoned me and said, have you ever thought about doing radio?
And you were thinking about it.
We loved your voice, your talking voice when you were on the other day, and would you be interested in doing a slot? And I was like, well, I would give it a try, but I'll probably make a real fool of myself because I'll never be able to work all the buttons and whatever. But I think it was the best thing they did, really, and they just threw me in there. And before I knew it, I was like, people were phoning me I was getting tons of emails coming in, and you know, CDs coming in.
Yeah. It was Celtic Music Radio, if I remember right.
It was Celtic Music Radio.
Which is now FM here in Glasgow. But at
it was
the time,
FM then too.
Oh, was it? All right.
Yep. Well, no, correct. I'll correct that. I think they were AM.
No, that's right.
They were AM, and then they changed, and I was with them by.
But it was. I had a huge outreach across the world with expat Scots mostly.
And they still have, you know. Yeah. And I mean, I left Celtic Music Radio of my own accord. I was with them for 10 years. Yeah. The premises changed over to a place that it wasn't the actual studio, but I felt quite scared at night time when I used to come out and put the shutters down, and it was a wee kind of dark street. Whereas before that we were in Caledonia University, and before that we were in Strathclyde University, and there was always security in there. There's always somebody about, you know. And I'm a real scaredy cat. But I was like, no, I can't do this. So. I just, you know, Celtic Music Radio told me my seat's there waiting if I ever want to go back. But
that's where you built your audience, wasn't it?
It certainly was, yeah. Well, I think I'd grown my audience for my musical pursuits.
Yeah, and then they came in and then into the radio.
The radio thing happened then.
And then the radio amplified that.
The radio went alongside, you know, what I was doing in music. I found myself on a tour out in Italy. Yeah. I was in Germany. Yeah. I was just everywhere at the time. It was quite a shock to my system. And actually, you're sitting here in my sitting room. I was living in the house across the road. If you look directly across, I was living there, and I actually gave that house up because I thought I'm going to be away touring the world. And I had gardens and all that there. And I thought, I don't really want to be bothered having to do my garden. I'm not green-fingered. So, and the lady across that was living here, she had 2 wee boys who are now grown up. Yeah. And it was an extra room for her, so we swapped. You know, it was quite funny the day the move. Yeah. All the furniture coming out of her house over to this side of the street and mine over there. Yeah. But it was a good day. But that's how I'm. And I'm in a nice wee village. Yeah. Peaceful
it's
village.
Nice out here. I enjoyed the drive out.
Yeah, it's a lovely
village. It's not that far from the city
safe.
either, so it's it's fine.
And the people are nice, and you know, I don't know what it is, Rob, but I started off my life in a wee village. It wasn't even a village then, it was a hamlet. And I came to see the big bright lights of the city, which I did. But I think at my age now, you know, when I look back on it, you know, if I was 16 again, it would be great.
You'd do it the same way, wouldn't you?
I would do it all over again.
So, your music's like what everybody's went into total abeyance when the lockdown came. Yeah. Yeah, kind of. So I get the impression what happened with you is that you used that time to develop your radio station and get into the radio.
I suppose I went deeper into it, but that was the year I started. Excuse me. That was the year I started the station in 2019. Yeah. And then in my personal life, we had a lot was happening, and that I think having the radio kind of kept me sane, if you like. Yeah. Because I was able to kind of get that wee bit of space every week to just go on. My friends are all listening in, and I could.
So at the risk of being glib, instead of sitting in a corner talking to the walls, you now sit in a corner and talk to your radio station.
Yes, and talk to people.
And you get loads of feedback. I mean,
oh my God,
I want to talk about the radio station in some more depth, but I know that your fan base for what you do broadcasting is enormous. It's just so that must have that connection, and with your audience as well during lockdown. That radio became really important. The figures for listening to radio shot through the roof, and not just because you could impart knowledge on the problems that were going on around, but because would you say the connection with each other and music was really important to you at that time?
Big time.
Yeah.
And I think too, you know, I had done probably my last kind of official gigs.
Yeah.
It was in care homes, and
Yeah.
you know, I was so broken-hearted throughout the lockdown
Yeah.
because
You knew the people were left by
many of
themselves.
these people who were left in these
Yeah.
care homes,
Yeah.
it was quite horrific, really. It
was.
You know, I can remember before it happened thinking, this could never. How could they actually tell us to stay at home and wouldn't let us out? It was one of them things you just never thought could happen.
Yeah, it comes as a shock for
But it
everyone.
has, and I think myself, it's affected people. But there's one thing throughout this all, and that's where I feel, see, musicians,
Yeah.
they kept a lot of people's spirits up. I mean, there was people going and singing outside of care homes.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
people were coming online doing their shows. You know.
Well, it was reciprocal,
Live.
Mary Kathleen. It was reciprocal in the effect that the musicians had no other option but to play, because that's musicians, but to make any income at all, it was down to their fans and the milk of human kindness to keep them going. So it was reciprocal. There was something in that for both. For both the audience and the musicians
and
as well.
the musicians. So it was. The other thing that I noticed throughout all of the lockdown is I never got so many new productions in as I did throughout that time.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal, and it was. You know, obviously people were still finding a way to get to a studio, do the safe distance,
or doing it from their house, or doing it
themselves
from their own studio.
I mean, to be honest, I could record myself here.
Yeah.
I've got Pro Tools and a computer on there. I've got all sorts. But see, because of my radio, I don't have the time anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
It takes about a time.
So let's work out what you've got a radio show yourself,
Yep.
which is syndicated to how many other stations apart from your own now?
Well, at the moment, the Mary Kathleen Burke show is just syndicated to one station, really. It's on 2 stations live, and that's my own and Strabane radio.
And I walked in that today.
And when you walked in
You
today,
threw the headphones on radio.
and you put me in the hotspot, so I put you in the hotspot. It was great fun. I can't wait to hear it back again, and I was just so pleased. I'm so pleased to see you. You know.
I mean, me too.
We just go back forever.
We've been we've done shows together. You've been in my band at one point.
With the cigar boxes. Remember
Cigar Box Dawn and I. We were on at Oran Moor opening up for.
Oh my God! I remember that night.
Remember that?
Awkward Family Portraits.
No, it wasn't.
No.
I wish it could have been, but it was. Suffering from Scottishness, and they'll kill me, Mikey. I'm sorry.
I know. I should know their name as well.
I do know their name. It's going to come to me as we talk.
Suffering from Scottishness.
You should cover that. It's a good song for you.
Yeah, it was a great song. What are they doing now, them guys?
I think they got another album out. I might try and get them up for Belladrum this year. Actually,
that'll be good.
You're coming.
I'm coming.
You know
to
that.
Belladrum.
Yeah.
Well,
You're going to be a
you've
special
invited
guest.
me.
Yeah.
So,
come and sing some songs at Belladrum.
So
it's our 20th year this year as well, so we need a reason to celebrate, and you coming out with your guitars as good as that. So so that's the syndication side of things, and you also you've got a show on irishradio.org as well.
My show goes out, the show that goes out, the show that I did today, that gets sent on to irishradio.org, which will be played on their station next week, and then when I'm doing my show at 12 o'clock next week, that goes to Irish Radio after that. But as well as that now, I've started a new show with a great station in Ireland called Carlow FM, and they are based in the heart of Carlow.
Yeah, and that's right in the heart of Ireland. I
And
know
that's
that,
right in Ireland. So again, it's a live.
Yeah.
This is a live show. So what this is going to do is, because I get music coming from so many different.
Coming in from out every
sources.
area. Yeah.
You've got Americana, you've got classic country, you've got older country, you've got you know.
You lean not overtly, but you do lean to Irish country as well as Scottish.
I lean
country.
to Irish. Obviously, the Irish is in me. I grew up with Irish
and you sing that
country,
voice.
and but I also grew up with traditional
Hank
Irish
Williams,
music.
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, I love all them. That's my kind of country.
Yeah, that's my kind
and
of country, that's where we connect.
But then in Ireland, you had, as well as that, you had all the Irish artists doing the Irish country stuff. And what I loved about the Irish music was the show bands.
Yeah.
And I remember going to the local hall in the village at home, and Big Tom was playing with his band. And I must have been 11 or 12 at the time, and was over helping to make tea, and I made Big Tom tea. And then that was the prize, was given to the gig that night, and that was the first time. And I remember looking up at these guys all dressed in white suits, and they'd all the trumpets, and they were just phenomenal. And then Big Tom McBride walked out on the stage. And I think that's when I decided,
that's
you know
what I want to do.
This is what I would like to do, you know. And then
because every town in Ireland had a dance hall, didn't they?
Oh, aye.
It was a community event every year, every week, wasn't it?
Dances and ceilidhs and you know, there was more community things really happening. I mean, now it's all really big things in towns.
I'd agree.
Whatever. Yeah. I mean, I remember going to see the film Grease, but it had already been out about 4 months or something, and I saw it in a hall in Dungiven. I sat and watched it there. And that was actually the first record I bought as well.
As a kid.
Me and a girl, Christy McGahey, up the road. We bought Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta.
So the audience is with us. Let's keep them here. Come back. Mary Kay. We're here on iMTV. Mary Kay Burke is our host and our guest tonight, so it's lovely. Thank you for everything today.
Thank you.
I've seen
what
you.
Shock I got today.
I've seen you in action today for the first time, and it is all action around here. I mean, the time you put into this is it's staggering, but it's really. You know, from the point of view of independent artists, because it's mostly independent artists that you promote, isn't it?
That's the main goal for me, because you know, I know I'm quite a bit on from when I was signed.
You know how it was
to
to get signed, to try and get signed,
and to me that was my dream.
Yeah.
And so I got my dream at 40, and anything that happened after that, it was okay, but I think I also started to see the things, I suppose, in the music business.
A bit clearer.
I think you have to be quite thick-skinned and whatever. I'd say I probably am now. I'd probably be better in the music scene now than what I was when I was on it.
Yeah.
Because I suppose I did. I felt quite vulnerable at times, and it can be a rat race with some circuits that are out there. So I try to mainly focus on artists who I see as real and authentic, and they're great musicians. And I just want to give them that wee push, and if I can get their music out there. And I found when I was out there as a recording artist, there was nothing that helped me more to drive me on than for some DJ to say, well, I got this song in the day, and I thought it was really nice. and they played it, and it was like, oh my God, I'm on the radio.
Yeah.
And I know myself what that feeling, you know, was like.
Yeah.
So that's really all I try to do. I don't know if I'll ever go out and do a big proper concert or whatever, like what I used to do.
Coming to Belgium.
But I'll come to a bit. That's probably a one-off.
Well, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, what I would like to do is to start. I love what you're doing. You
So
know,
do I.
And the Moose mobile, and just get on the mobile and go and turn up to all. I mean, look at you. You've turned up to me here today.
Yeah, you just meet incredible people doing incredible things every day. It does give turns you from having a pessimistic outlook to having a really optimistic outlook.
Because there is good people.
Because there are people. Well, mostly. Charlie Roth has got a song.
I love Charlie Roth. If you're listening, Charlie, love you.
He's got a song. Most people want to be good, and it just sums it all up. Yeah.
He's a really nice guy as well.
Yeah, lovely guy. Hopefully,
you know, you've introduced me to all of these people, Rob. Yeah. I mean, there's you. There's a few.
We used to just come in at the drop of a hat to Celtic Music Radio with all these guys. So I've always been travelling around doing stuff like this.
I remember being sitting in Celtic Music Radio one night, and the door chopped, and I just seen this big TV camera coming in, and then Phil Lee walked in, and you're like, he's doing a film or a documentary. Is it okay if we bring? But the cameras were already in, you know, and I was like, oh my God, like you the day.
Yeah.
When you came in the day, I hadn't even combed my hair. I was like trying to hide. I was trying to hide my face.
I've still got my muffins on. So you've been. How long have you been broadcasting now? 20 years?
I've been I'll be 15 years this year. All in. That's the 10 years. And I think it's quite remarkable. What actually happened was, you know, and it's like musicians. Sometimes you can get fed up doing something and you need a break from it, whatever. And I think probably when I left Celtic Music Radio, I was feeling that kind of way. I thought, I need a break from it now. Yeah. And then within a week or two, I was missing it, you know, and I thought, it kind of comes like brushing your teeth, you know. Yeah. And I thought, I really miss my radio now. And then somebody suggested, well, you know, you actually could still carry your show on. So I contacted a couple of radio stations, and before I knew it, I had
back on again.
There was, you know yourself, if you check back on the posters, there was one time I was doing about 15 radio stations at one time. Yeah. So what that meant for me was everybody that got a play on my show were getting played about 15 times, you know, by the time they got round the whole syndicate that I had them on. Yeah. But I had to stop that or scale it. I had to scale it right back because it started to become more about the admin of doing all this than the actual radio show.
Isn't that the way?
And the radio show is what I like to do. I love to know there's people tuned in. Yeah. Some of them are sending me messages, and it's lovely to hear from people.
And you were telling me today, you showed me the gizmo. You're gonna, it's very soon you're gonna be able to actually talk on the phone to people.
I am. The new show that I've started at Carlo FM, for the first time I think in all my years in radio, because I just don't feel I've ever really had any support. I've been really independent and myself, whereas now I've joined this team, and now I'm a boss of my own station, but I'm also somebody else is my boss. And I'm in a different team, and that's what I intend to do with this show. This show is dedicated to mostly country music, whereas the Mary Kathleen Burke show,
it's eclectic.
It's very eclectic. You could find any kind of thing. So I want some, because there's so many great country music artists out there, and I wanted to have a show that I could really concentrate on that, and I could bring the great music that you send me from all the artists. My God, the people that you have introduced me to, Rob,
and friends for life,
and people like Steve Bloor, Deborah Dowler, all these people who are, you know, I'm in connection with, and the probably the most recent one is Dina out in Dina Wood, in the USA. And the artists that I'm getting from Dina are phenomenal, you know. So it's when you get them all in and you think, right, I've got 2 hours to get all this music in and get a mix of country and Irish and a bit of Americana country. But it seems to work, and I like that side of things. Whereas the country show, hopefully in the next couple of weeks I will be set up that I will actually be able to take calls into the show, where I'll be able to phone people. You could be on your Moose mobile and you might get a phone call from me.
Excellent. I would love to be able to do a show on a regular basis for your station as well.
You know, so you're hired. You're hired. You know that.
So right, well, we've got it, and I'm going to get a song in a minute, and the audience has stayed with us. So thank you, guys. We're broadcasting out to.
Can you not tell who's on? We can't.
No, I can't. But if they say hello in the chat frame, we can introduce that into.
Anybody has tuned on.
We can introduce that into the company and into the crack. If you do pop your name in the chat frame, which means just commenting on the page that you're watching on, and we do thank you for watching in. Mostly tonight from the Medicine, this is quite encouraging actually, iMTV International Moose Artists and Viewers Group. Most of the views are coming from there today.
Oh, hi.
We are actually broadcasting out to 20 channels, and there's a iNTV Moose on a very obscure, well, at least in this country, not in Korea, it isn't, Korean channel, which every time I broadcast them, there's always people listening to, which I think is lovely.
That's lovely.
And I haven't.
I think out there they love their country music.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, they love country music everywhere. Let's face it. It's a universal language because it's the truth. Mm-hmm. It's the truth in a 3-minute song. That's what I love about it. Anyway, thanks for being with us, guys. Thanks, Mary Kay, for having us along.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
I'm going to get you to do a wee song. The website is up there, mkbindependentradio.com. Drop by. It's running just now, so once this is done, you can go and have a listen to Mary Kay's. You won't know who's on just now, though, will you? Off the top of your head, you won't.
On
your radio station, because it's 24 hours.
On my radio station right now, Beth Williams from Colorado is on there. That's what I mean. I'm
going to have a listen as well.
I walk about with a schedule in my head. People wonder why I'm a bit scary sometimes.
So you've got shows from all around the world
around the world, and
you upload. They send it to you here, and you upload it.
And I upload it, but I've also now got some
live guys as well.
And that is my ultimate dream, to have them all live, because that would save me a lot of work.
I'm going to do a live show for you as well.
Oh, fantastic.
Sure let's get the medicine show.
And guys,
health and happiness,
check this man out and all the great work. He drives about in a big Moose mobile, a big camper van. And he goes out. He goes out there and meets people. And he's not long back from a big tour over in Ireland.
I was all around Ireland. I went all around the West Coast.
You've been in Canada. You've been in America.
Yeah, all around Europe as well. 7 years now.
Oh,
7 years.
And he's introduced
7.5.
me. I mean, really, I have to thank you for some of the people that I've met through you. And I think that's what it's all about in this as well. It's like,
well, when you travel like this, you get invited to a gig. More than not, it's an extraordinary experience. So you want to try and do something to highlight their talent. So this is why I developed iMTV, but also the family fold of broadcasters who take an interest, and you're very much a prime example of that. There's the Moose Mobiles, that's both of them, medicineshowontheroad.me to find your way through to that. The American one, which is crowdfunded by everybody who follows this, thank you guys. That one has taken us up and down America twice now. The other one, the European one, is in the garden just now, in the drive, and that's 7.5 years I've been travelling in that.
What a way, what a great way to live.
Thank you. It is. It's beautiful. And I get to meet interesting people every day. Tomorrow we're going back to the Barrowlands tomorrow. We'll be parked outside Blitzkrieg, Tony's record shop there at the Barras, and I've got a session with... I know I have got a session, I just can't remember his damn name. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you in just 2 minutes. Actually, Mary Kay, get me out of a jam while I look this up. Give us a song. What's the song? What do you think? Oh, you were going to do Beeswing for me, weren't you? Too late.
No, I can do it. Well, it might be longer than... I'll do a bit of it.
Just... This isn't scheduled, we can just keep it going. I know you're all this.
I was 19 when I came to town, called to the sound of low, burning babies, burning flags, the hawks against the downs. I took a job in the steaming, down in Cauldron. I fell in love with the laundry girl who was working next to me. She was rare, fine as a bee's wing, so fine a breath of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, she was running wild. She said, as long as there's no price in love, I'll stay. And she wouldn't want me any other way. Brown hair zigzag around her eyes, a look of half surprise, like a fox caught in the headlights. There was animal in her eyes. She said, oh man, can't you see I'm not the factory kind? If you don't get me out of here, I'll surely lose my mind. She was rare, fine as a bee's wing, so fine a breath of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, she was running wild. She said, as long as there's no price in love, I'll stay. And she wouldn't want me any other way. Camping down the Gar one time, the work was pretty good. Thought we should wait for the frost, but thought maybe we should. She was drinking more in those days, tempers reached a pitch, like a fool let her run with the rambling itch. And they say her flower is faded now from hard weather and hard booze. Maybe that's just the price you pay for the chains that you refuse. She was a rare thing, fine as a bee's wing, and I miss her more than ever words could say. If I could just taste all of her wildness now, and if I could hold her in my arms today, she would back in the Derry bee, with a horse in her pocket, a wolf hound at her feet. They say she even married once a man named Romy Brown. Even a gypsy caravan with so much settling down. She was a rare thing, fine as a bee's wing, and I miss her more than ever words could say. If I could just taste all of her wildness now, and if I could hold her in my arms today, she wouldn't want me any other way. She wouldn't want me any other way.
So beautiful.
Richard Thompson.
What a great song. Richard Thompson, indeed. A fine song. Thank you, Mary Kate.
you.
Beautifully sung. That was a single of yours as well, didn't it?
I released that, I recorded that in Newtown Studios in Donegal with my producer John Corbett.
Uh-huh.
I didn't really do nothing with it. That's, I mean, I really am.
It's still available somewhere, though.
I need a good kick.
Well, people could. Well,
because
maybe.
I don't. I just don't really do much.
I've
anymore.
seen what you do. I mean, you've full on. This is 18 hours today, and we're still here
Yeah.
broadcasting, getting stuff out to people.
Yeah.
So well done for everything that you do. From
Thank
everybody,
you.
everybody who's who, as you say, just to get your song on the radio is something a bit special, and you're doing that
It's
every day.
special for people, and I know because I've been on that
Yeah.
side, and you know I'm not looking for fame or fortune
No,
anymore.
just as well.
I'm just looking to be happy and to
We had that conversation
get my-
earlier on.
get my
You and I,
music,
we've been
or
on
other people's
we've
music.
been on a
out there.
parallel trajectory. You've managed to build this radio station and a worldwide following for it. I'm in the process of trying to do the same, but travelling around inveigling people in person into
I think that is
helping out.
amazing. You know, I would do that if I had. If anybody wants to sponsor me and get me a motorhome,
Yes.
I'll do it.
I'm gonna have to.
We could do it together. We could get a more
Let's
fancy,
get a proper
proper fancy one.
You know, that's
And
not a bad idea.
I'll do the admin for Rob.
It's not a bad idea, Mary Kay.
Yeah, it's
That
not.
could happen.
Absolutely.
Let's just think
Could
about
you picture me and you turning up?
We should go stateside in the other one. There's more room in that one.
Absolutely.
We'll do that.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
love to.
Where do you want to go?
I'd love.
In America. You've been to Nashville, eh?
I've never been to America.
No way!
And my dream all my life was to make an album.
We're going to
And
Nashville.
I've done that. And
We're
I
going
got
to
signed.
Nashville. I have friends there.
And the other dream is Nashville. I want
We're
to
going
go
to Nashville. I have friends there. I'm going to talk to Mark Allen, who is a producer, and he is also, have the best of times, he is also the resident entertainer at Opryland. So you'll show us around all of that. Let's go to Nashville. We're going to do that. Maybe
I
not
would love
tomorrow.
to,
Not tomorrow.
You know,
Mary Kate and me in Nashville. That would be fun.
that would be amazing.
That
And
would
I mean,
be fun.
I'm 16 next year, so
So you're only a young thing. So there's
I'm
plenty of
really
time.
up for doing something amazing for my birthday.
Okay.
And you know, if that means
You might
going
need to help me
Nashville.
with this. I'm actually getting the planning done. At the moment, some of the people that I'm meeting in Glasgow are going to help get the medicine back into the States. I'm going to Canada anyway this time next year, that's for sure. And hopefully back down through America as well. So that's what we're doing. We just made the...
Just get the camper van.
Yeah.
And
I'll pick you up at the airport and we'll go to Nashville.
that would be just my...
You'd love that.
I
you know,
I would adore that.
you know what would happen?
And can we go and visit Phil Lee?
Well, he's in California. He'd need to come and visit us.
Right.
But that could be arranged. But all the people that you've played from Nashville would be delighted to turn out. We'll do a gig with everybody that you might have played in Nashville.
I think I've played them all.
I know.
I've played a hell of a lot of them.
Yeah. Well,
But yeah,
I can only
that would
talk
be
for our
something
family
else.
fold, but let's try and make that
That
happen.
would be something else.
Yeah, let's try and
for
make
me.
that happen.
And that would be the ultimate dream. But beyond that, I don't have any big
We're
plans.
going to do it.
My plans now really are to get as many people who are up and coming, and even the ones who are there. And you know, and I saw your post the other day about, you know, do people actually realise how much it's costing artists to make these albums?
It's too convenient just to...
Yeah, people, you know, I think people's association with music was different back a few years ago.
Because it costs you a little bit. It costs you a bit of your wages to actually go and do it. Now it doesn't.
And on a Saturday, I used to go to HMV.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, and I don't know how many people, I'm sure all over the place did that.
Yeah.
And that's all been taken.
I had the record shop as well, so I went through all of the...
Do you know what I did?
The record shop.
Do you know what I did whenever my album came out on Green Tracks? I went into all these HMV stores to just go up and check. Yeah. And it was such a feeling to see my CD sitting among all these folk artists.
All your heroes.
I've done it. Yeah. So I mean that dream was realised. Yeah. And to me, whatever's for you in this life, that's where you'll be.
I can't believe you haven't been to America. Let's go.
Oh,
we're going. So thanks, Mary
dream.
Kay. Thanks for having us here. It's been
Thank
fabulous.
you.
I'm not going to keep you any longer. We've got Mary Kathleen Burke's independent radio. Is it independent?
MKB Independent Radio.
You say that a lot better, maybe. Independent radio. I'm going to flash that up on the screen so that you can visit that now. We're going to finish the evening off listening to Mary Kay. And who is it that's on just now, Mary Kay? You know that.
Oh, on
your show, on your radio station.
On my radio station
from
now.
Colorado.
Well, actually, Beth will just be finished now because it's 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And it's Tuesday
I'm
night.
putting you on the spot.
I think it could be Billy Bolus that's on, but don't quote me on
okay.
that.
Well,
check the schedule, folks.
Let's check it out. We'll go to Mary Kay.
And just while I'm here, if there's anybody out there who would be willing to come and help me with some admin stuff, I would really, really appreciate that. Because I've got to the stage where I have done a lot of hard admin work to get it to where it is, and I've done that mostly on my own.
That's all.
And I'm so proud of all the presenters. I'm so lucky. I work with really, really nice people as well, and they're all like myself. Most of them are all French. That's how it all kind of started. So.
So anybody needing some volunteer work, interested in radio, you'd get them started. You could put them on air as well.
I can put them on air, but what I would like, you know, you get lots of people coming and wanting to be presenting with you. Yeah. But it's very hard to get people who want to come and say, right, well, I'll help you with the Facebook stuff, or I'll help you with the marketing.
Well, you deserve it. Let's hope somebody shows up.
And that would be...
You should make a little advert on your station.
Although, I have to say, on Carlo FM, I have got a girl, Michelle, and she's going to be helping me, and that feels really different to have all this support behind me. Because, you know, on the other side of things, I'm doing it myself.
Well, you're doing a great
I'm also
job.
quite independent as well. But I could learn to delegate.
You could do more if she had to.
Of course, if I could have somebody running all the stuff that I'm doing now, I could jump in the camper with you and go off to America and
well, you're coming anyway, so we better get somebody.
Yeah.
We'll need somebody to babysit.
We need a babysitter.
All right, guys, that's great. Please. Listen, it's all publicly funded here as well. Please help keep the Medicine Show on iTV mobile, and like and share this feed, any feeds at all. Thanks for all the likes and shares. Medicine Show is entirely publicly funded. You'll find a donation button on the page that you're viewing on with our thanks. And also on your screen now there's a QI card. QI, is it? It's not QI. QR.
Q code.
It's a QR code anyway. You can
QR
flash
code.
your phone at it and it'll take you through to a PayPal account. And for the cost of a cup of coffee, you could make my day. Honestly, it's great when somebody actually buys an album, puts some money in your account, isn't it? Does make your day.
It does make your day.
So that's us. We're on the road. We're back to the Barrowlands tomorrow. It is Halloween evening at the Barras tomorrow. There's music involved, and we are broadcasting from there from 3 p.m. tomorrow. So join us on iMTV tomorrow. This weekend we're in Perth at the Tulloch Institute with the ska band The Owls on Saturday. Sold out gig. So sorry guys if you haven't got your ticket. You can only watch it here on iMTV. And Ian Prowess is my special guest on the show on Friday night. He's on a full national tour and a friend of the Medicine Show as well. Sunday we more than likely will be at the Sunday social at Twatams, which is fantastic. We should do the Twatams thing on a Sunday. It's a fantastic, not so much open mic, but it is a very open stage. I don't know who's running it this week, but Sunday afternoon in Perth is a destination for the moose wherever I am. In the Lowlands, it's always good to be there. So I'm looking forward to being in Perth, looking forward to seeing some more people on the road. Thanks again for joining us. Thanks, Mary Kay. You anything else that you could plug tomorrow? What's coming up on the station
What day
tomorrow?
is this? Tuesday.
It's Wednesday.
Thursday.
Thursday tomorrow.
Busy schedule tomorrow night. We have Colin McDonald tomorrow night on Full Point. Colin's a great broadcaster as well from your now living in County Armagh.
Okay.
In Ireland, so you probably
Didn't know. No. I was
County Armagh. He was with Celtic Music Radio as well.
Right. Okay.
I've got who else on a Thursday? I'd have to go and check the schedule.
No, you check. They can check it.
Excuse me, I want to be on
the URL is up.
Having to talk about it.
The URL is up on the page just now. I'm going to play out with the theme music. This has been a delight. Thanks for dinner as well.
It's been a delight. Thank you very much,
gorgeous.
and it's been a pleasure having you here at the house as well.
Kindred spirits.
And thanks everybody who listens.
Magic. Thanks for your help. Thanks for your support. We're out here.
Bye.